Hi, my name's Tahukan. I like movies, and Alita Battle Angel is the latest movie I've seen. It's based on the Japanese manga Gum? Yes. Indeed. No. Unlike probably every other live-action anime movie ever made, Alita is good. It's genuinely enjoyable. It's a movie that I expected to be really awkward, unrealistic, jarring, and wholly dissatisfying. And it wasn't. I don't know anything really about the manga this is based on, so by extension, I don't really know how accurate this movie was. So maybe this is a disgrace to the source material. Maybe it isn't. But what I do know is it has no right being as good as it is. The worst part about this movie is probably the dialogue. At times, it's awkward and ill-fitting. It's kind of like what a boss says in a video game before and during confrontation. It's a whole lot of awkward boasting and weird stuff that, I guess that makes sense, but would a normal person say that? No, they wouldn't. The story of Alita Battle Angel isn't too advanced. It doesn't need to be, though. Alita is an origin story. It goes through the paces of world building, establishing what this Earth 500 years in the future is, and slowly as Alita learns, we, the audience, also learns more of the world. The familiar and the unfamiliar, the good and the bad. And it does it very well. The script was written by James Cameron and Leda Calodores. I'm sorry, I know I'm saying that wrong. Cameron, who originally wanted to direct the movie, couldn't, so he stuck on his screenwriter so that he'd have time to direct his 50 Avatar movies that we might someday see come out. So instead, he handed off the job to Robert Rodriguez, famous director of that black and white movie 1 and 2, and From Dusk Till Dawn, and the TV show of the same name. I don't think James Cameron could have gone with a better director for Alita, except maybe himself. My biggest worry and fear about Alita was that since the main character is 100% CGI, that it'd constantly be jarring and clear it was CGI'd in. Now listen, obviously Alita and many of the characters in this movie are always CGI, and for a large amount of them, the CGI is meant to be jarring. Alita in particular, design-wise, the wide anime-esque eyes, for instance, were kept as a reminder that this isn't a human. This is a cyborg, so I don't mean that. I mean CGI where it doesn't even feel real, like that the characters aren't actually there. For instance, if you pause Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, and it looks like Yoda is just fucking photoshopped in there. Hell, everyone does. This is like some student film shit. Alita Battle Angel doesn't feel or look like shitty CGI. The shadows, lighting, movement, interactions, it's seamless. The entire film seamlessly fits together with rare exception. At times, it's hard to even figure out what part of a person is a prop and what part is CGI. The visual effects are just insane. It'd be like if you took Thanos from Infinity War and then made 60 of him with different looks and builds, each with a different face, ranging from Aiza Gonzalez to Jai Courtney. The realism in this is practically unmatched by any studio. There's a reason for that, though. As I said, James Cameron wrote the script for Alita. He also was a big part of why it got such great CGI. He'd wanted to make an Alita movie for years, but refused to do it until CGI was sufficiently advanced, specifically so that when you're watching it, you aren't taken out of the experience to be reminded that they're all talking to Rosa Salazar in a checkered bodysuit with golf balls on it for motion capture. So he waited and bided his time until eventually it was good enough that it would look just as beautiful as it does. Plus, frankly, we should count ourselves lucky he didn't make it back in the 2000s when leather was all the rage. It'd be like a bad Matrix. Just kidding. See, the joke is, the Matrix is already bad, so it can't actually be a bad Matrix. Speaking of Rosa Salazar, she and Mahershala Ali are the only two that were really impressive cast-wise. Everyone else did a good job, no doubt about it, but overall there's not many moments where you're gonna be sitting there like, wow, acting. It's not at all bad, but you're not gonna be super impressed. Overall, Alita Battle Angel is a good movie. It's well made and has a solid base. It's an origin story and world builder. It's beautiful and will leave you thinking about it and wanting more. It did for me, at least. I really liked it. Last year I saw Ready Player One and I really enjoyed that. I was really impressed by a lot of it, but I've come to sour on the rating I gave that. I gave it way too high of a rating, but it's not the case with this one. With Ready Player One, I was even doubting myself as I was making the review, which is why I actually give it 2 ratings, an 8 and a 9. And that's not the case with this. This one really surpassed my expectations, and beyond surpassing the expectations, which I don't think is a fair way to review a movie, it was a good movie on its own merit. Its issues are best described as mostly irrelevant to the viewer. Its dialogue and structure that stand out as the biggest issues, and reckless behavior is written off as literally a forced character trait to drive the movie forward. For some of you, this may be something that upsets you, and you wouldn't be able to get through watching a movie like this because you'd just be like, well, that's fucking dumb. Sure, I may be watching a movie about cyborgs, but you don't really expect me to suspend my disbelief that high, do you? So you may not want to see it if you're going to be a person like that. But for the average person, the normal person, the person that likes a fun movie, you're going to like it. It's really good. Keeping all that in mind and weighing it out, I give Alita Battle Angel an 8.5. I hope there's a sequel, and I highly recommend you all go see it if you haven't already, assuming you're not going to be the person I just said. I'd also like to thank Patreon supporter Matt Porter for telling me to go see this movie. Probably wasn't going to actually see it, so thank you, Matt. Thank you for telling me to go see this. Thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know what you thought of Alita, especially if you've read the manga. I'd like to know what you think they changed, or maybe they didn't change anything. I'd like to know what you guys think. Or what do you like to see me make a video on next? Make sure to like, subscribe, and all that stuff. And if you haven't heard already, I've lost all monetization on this channel because YouTube sends very dumb employees to check stuff. So if you'd like to support me, check out my Patreon, merch store, or Twitch channel, where I'll be streaming a ton. So if you want more of me, go follow or subscribe over there. Any bit helps me out tremendously. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Huge thank you to Patreon supporters Anonymous and Matt Porter. I really appreciate it.